Hey guys, it's JFCMexotics here, and today I'll be doing a video on snake mites and how to treat and prevent them. In this video, I'll be covering a variety of topics, including proper housing, substrates and treatment methods. Before we start the video, we need to understand the life cycle of a mite and why it's important. The reptile mite, or Ophionisus natrices, is a parasitic mite that is commonly found on snakes. However, it can also be found on other reptiles, including lizards and tortoises. There are 5 life stages in their cycle, which include egg, larvae, protonymph, deuteronymph and adult. To complete this entire life cycle, it can take up to 60 days, with an adult mite living for 40 days and the life stages taking 20 days to complete. This is important to know, as this can give us a vital timeline when applying treatment methods to enclosures. For example, understanding the life stages of a mite can help us eradicate them. By applying a treatment method that kills all eggs and waiting 60 days should theoretically remove all traces of mites from the enclosures. The first factor to consider when beginning to treat for mites is how many reptiles, or specifically snakes, are present in your collection, as the number of snakes will directly correlate to how difficult the mites are to remove. The less snakes you have in your collection will make it significantly easier to treat any presence of mites, and will therefore take less time. Another factor to consider is the housing method that you have for your snakes. Snakes housed in a simple racking system will be much easier to treat than complex vivarium systems due to how Ophionisus natrices reproduce, but we'll get into this later. Now we should turn our attention to everything in the enclosure, this being the decoration and the substrate. Natural substrates like bark and aspen provide perfect laying conditions for mites, as do cracks and vivariums like mentioned earlier. Mites like to lay their eggs in dark, humid and enclosed conditions. Because of this, you should either entirely remove the substrate, or just add a substitute for it, something like paper towel or newspaper. Substrate which may have come into contact with mites or their eggs should be disposed of outside of your home. If left inside, it is possible for eggs to make their way back to your reptiles. Decoration will also need to be removed, as this provides perfect cover for the early life stages of mites to hide before they move on to your reptiles. The best thing to do is to place all of your infected decoration into a large tub and submerge it in water for 6 to 12 hours. After this, drain the water off and leave outside for a safe area for 2 to 6 weeks, depending on your climate. By this time, the entire life cycle will be complete and the mites will have died off. Now we're going to move on to the 2 popular types of treatment methods. One will focus on killing the adult and later life stages, while the other focuses on removing eggs and larvae from the enclosure. These treatment methods are best used together. The first is a mite spray, which can be purchased online or in-store, and is used weekly to kill any scarce remaining mites or eggs. The other is water baths, which can be completed quickly to kill off large amounts of mites in hours by submerging them in water. Large tubs of water can be left in the enclosures for the animals to soak by choice, or in other cases you may have to force the animal to soak with a lid. This usually occurs in desert-dwelling species. After spraying your enclosure with a mite spray such as Callington's, be sure to wait at least 24 hours before placing any water back into the enclosure, as it can contaminate water sources and make them toxic. After treatment methods have been applied, it is important to control the area and ensure you aren't spreading eggs or mites to other animals. To do this, wash your hands every time you deal with an infected snake and try to avoid contaminating your clothes, as this is an easy way for mite eggs to be spread. Changing out newspaper and paper towels daily can quickly remove any eggs that have been laid by mites. That has been it for this video. If you have anything you want to see in future, please feel free to leave it in the comment section below. But if not, please leave a like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe. It's been JFCMexotics.